Hey guys, back again with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, hope you like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy E Benny here with another, coding tutorial. So today I'm going to show you guys how to place a background image in an HTML file and making the background image sort of like cover the entire background and not have any repeats or whatever, and also how to place the text in the center of that background image. So I'm going to show you guys on CodePen. This is the place I primarily code. You can use Visual Studio Code, but I prefer CodePen because it's like really fast and like you get to see the results right there on the spot. So let's start with this untitled file and let's just name this. Oh wait, I'm clicking on the OBS image. This is a little confusing. Okay, so let's name this background text. So let's place this in a div called container. And the reason why I'm placing this in container is because I want to place the H1 here, and with this container div, you can move it around. Whereas using the H1 in and of itself, you're gonna have some complicated. You can still go around it, but it's more if you're kind of advanced in this field, and you'd have to use like the translate thing, transform, translate, CSS trick. So let's just give this an H1 text. And H1, for anybody that doesn't know, it's like the main sort of like capitalized or like bolded text in an HTML document. So let's just name this welcome. So you have an H1 text called welcome, and you notice how here it has some space around it. You can typically it would be best if you take this space out and give it your own sort of setting. So let's just go with the standard setting in CSS. And also I use SCSS, which is pretty much easier, especially if you're working on like classes within a certain class. It's much more easier to use than like a typical CSS file. So just give this a padding of 0 and give this a padding of 0. Make sure that when the div is placed when the image is placed or the text is placed within a div, it has 0 padding, and then you give it a margin of 0. So the margin of 0 helps because when you're given when you give it a background image and you don't give it a margin of 0, you're going to have some sort of white space around the background image, and that's not cool. And then box sizing, this makes things movable. We're going to give it a border box. These are not things you have to use, but it's pretty much sort of standard. You can go around it anyway. That's better to just lay down. So now this section, we're going to focus on moving this container text to the center. So let's just get container. And also, mind you, if you are using container, if you're using a div, make sure you start by putting a period here. So container, and so we're going to display flex because it's in a container. Yeah, I don't even know if what I really do here is like correct. I've seen some people not display flex and still be able to get it to the center. I do it all the time. So position absolute, and also the only way you can do this you have to give it an the only way the position of absolute would work is if you use a flex, or you use flexbox. And then align items, I'll say center, and that centers it within the div. And then let's give it a justify content also center. And then we're going to give it a left margin of 50%. So that takes it to 50% of the viewport. Really bad at typing. So that's going to take it to 50% here. And then you're going to give it a top of 50%. And then it's going to situate it here. Also, I use this too, because sometimes even if you do left 50 and top 50%, I don't know, I haven't really tested it out, but sometimes I have tested it out at some point where like on my mobile phone or like other devices, it actually did not show as 50%. So what I do try to ensure that it really situates at the top, at the center, is if you give a transform and translate of minus 50% on the x-axis and minus 50% on the y-axis, sort of like canceling each other in a way. So minus 50%. Why am I bad at this? Typing minus 50%. And there you have it. You have the welcome text here, at the center, and yep, you have it here. So now let's get the image, so we can superimpose it behind it. So I like psychedelic images. So let's just get let's just get a big image. What size is this? Okay, so this is a really good size. So if you want to copy an image from anywhere, whether it's on Pinterest, Google, you copy the image address, and that gives you like the source code to the image file when you place it on either HTML or CSS. So let's go with the body, because I don't want to place it anywhere. So the body here, let's just give it a height of 100 VH, 100 viewport, which is pretty much standard. And also, when you give it a 100 viewport, it makes sure the image sort of fits that specific viewport of 100. Whereas if you don't give it that, the image is going to be a little bit distorted sometimes. So now, the only way you can display the whole image on CSS is if you use the background tag and give it a URL here in quotes with the semicolon, and then you paste the image address here, and there you have it. It's going to paste it here. And then sometimes the image is really big. This image is big, so you're not going to see it, but sometimes it has a repeat, so you want to make sure it has no repeats. So you're going to say background repeat, no repeats, so it doesn't repeat itself. And then background size, which is also the very important, you want to make it sure it covers. So there you have it. It fits within that range, covers it. And also the text is the H1 text is black, and it's sort of like covering it. You can't really see it. So you're going to give it an H1, and let's say color FFF, and there you have it. It's in white. And so there you have it. This is how you literally place a text in HTML. It's centered right here. The image is behind it, and you can do whatever you want. So this is literally how you do it. If you want to make sure it fits on certain mobile devices, you can also use the thresholds and adjust them in CSS. And this is literally how you do it. And this is going to be the end of the video. If you guys like more content, please subscribe and let me know. Thank you very much. How do I end it?